Module 8, Artificial Intelligence, Lesson 3, Machine Learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning, as a subfield of artificial intelligence, can be used in any field where artificial intelligence is used. How the learning process in the example takes place in artificial learning can be examined as follows. A machine learning algorithm, a model, is trained using a dataset of photos labeled, classified, as cats and dogs. The machine learning algorithm extracts the features describing the classes from these photos. It makes a classification according to the degree to which a newly given photograph matches the determined class characteristics. Example: this is a cat. Machine learning models can be divided into 4 groups according to their learning types. 1. Supervised learning. 2. Unsupervised learning. Semi-supervised learning. 4. Reinforced learning. Supervised learning. The most important point in the supervised learning algorithm is the use of a labeled dataset. In other words, it is known which data corresponds to which information. The algorithm tries to find an optimal function to match input features with an output over the labeled training data. The goal is to find the function that best fits the pattern between input and output, so that it can best predict what output new input data can give. What are the regression and classification? Supervised learning is often applied to regression and classification problems. The main difference between regression and classification problems is that regression is used to predict continuous values such as price, salary, age, while classification is used to predict discrete values such as male or female, true or false, good or bad. The most widely used supervised learning algorithms: decision trees algorithm, random forest algorithm, SVM, algorithm, KNN algorithm. Decision trees. Tree-based learning algorithms are the most widely used supervised learning algorithms. In general, they can be adapted to solve all the problems considered, classification and regression. A decision tree is a structure used to partition a dataset containing a large number of records into smaller sets by applying a set of decision rules. Random forest. Random forest algorithm is one of the supervised classification algorithms. It is used in both regression and classification problems. The algorithm aims to increase the classification value during the classification process by generating multiple decision trees. Random forest algorithm is the process of combining many decision trees that work independently of each other and selecting the highest scoring value among them. Advantages of random forest algorithm: very stable algorithm. It can be used for both classification and regression problems, which make up the majority of existing machine learning systems. Disadvantages: in general, these algorithms can be trained quickly, but once trained, they are quite slow to generate predictions. It is good at classification, but not so good at regression. Where the random forest algorithm used image classification, object detection, object tracking, edge detection, human, hand posture, estimation, 3D localization, facial expression recognition. SVM algorithm. SVM is one of the earliest classifiers that, once trained, performs remarkably well in terms of the accuracy of its predictions. SVMs are used in many places because it is a classification-based algorithm. It is also one of the most efficient algorithms used for smaller datasets. K-nearest neighbors, KNN. Algorithm. The K-nearest neighbor, KNN, algorithm is an easy-to-implement supervised learning algorithm. It is mostly used to solve classification problems. It does not learn the training data, but instead memorizes the training dataset. When we want to make a prediction, it looks for nearest neighbors in the entire dataset. In the operation of the algorithm, a k-value is set. This k-value means the number of elements to look for. When a value is received, the distance between the incoming value is calculated by taking the k closest elements. Euclidean function is usually used for distance calculation. After the distance is calculated, it is sorted and the incoming value is assigned to the appropriate class. Unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning where the algorithm is trained on unlabeled data, meaning the data does not have predefined labels or outputs. The goal of unsupervised learning is to uncover hidden patterns or intrinsic structures within the input data. It is used in various applications where data labeling is not feasible or practical. We can discuss two types of unsupervised learning algorithms. K-means clustering, partitions data into K clusters, where each data point belongs to the cluster with the nearest mean. Hierarchical clustering builds a hierarchy of clusters and is often represented as a tree or dendrogram. Reinforcement learning is a machine learning technique that aims to achieve maximum reward through trial and error, using feedback from an agent's own actions and experiences. In daily life, a person feels fatigue after working for hours, which depends on two parameters: hunger and attention level. The human body evaluates these two parameters and decides to rest. If we consider the same situation for a mobile garbage collection robot, the robot decides whether or not to clean the room to collect the garbage in the next room based on its charge level and distance from the room.